on after the song, guys.
On after this.
Okay.
And no one told ya I ain't playing.
I'm good.
If I'm any member, remember?
So.
My fault.
You already know. We on.
Hey, family, welcome to the JD Love Show. I'm your man, JD Love. And tonight, as always, our goal is to capture your hearts and minds with
Straight honest talk. I'm Mike Nice.
And I'm Miss TT. Welcome to the JD Love Show. And tonight we have a special guest, Dr. Nathan L. McCall, Senior Pastor of End Time Harvest World Training Center. Welcome to the show, Dr. McCall.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Doctor.
So we just ask that you just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Dr. Nate McCall. Born and raised in Southwest Philly. 51 years old, married, 2 children. Let me see. Went to Bartram High.
Okay.
Didn't graduate. Got asked to leave.
Oh, ask. Was it ask?
we like you
Not to come back. Okay.
They escort you out the door.
Okay.
Okay.
But ended up getting my diploma later on, and
All right.
ended up getting certificates in IT and different things like that. And I am now a doctor in theology and divinity at from I don't know what's the name of the doggone college. Y'all got me all nervous.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time.
St. Thomas Christian University.
St. Thomas Christian University. All right.
That's good.
That's what's happening.
End Time Harvest World Training Center. I'm Tanya's pastor.
Okay. Miss
All right.
TT.
Miss TT.
Don't let me catch you.
That's right.
So you know
All
what that
right.
means, Miss TT. You better be on your good behavior.
We will tell the congregation.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so tonight we're going to be, we had like a theme called the comeback.
Okay.
How people bounce back after hardships or bad experience. Just how to come back. So a lot of it came about because in our society in the world we're living in today, there's a lot of people that who feel hopeless, lost. Just what's on TV, people in fear. They just need something that said, how do I get back, or how do I come back, or how do I come out? So that's where that question came from.
Okay.
So just asking about a personal experience, if you could share a little bit.
Personal experience of comeback. Got so many.
I think we all do.
We all have a story.
Right.
We all have stories.
Right.
Let me take one particular situation. Gosh, I gotta pick one. Church. We started our church in 1999 in Camden. We started in Camden, right on Broadway. Started with 5 people. Grew to 40, and at a set point in the ministry, some things started happening that weren't right. Okay. And I had to move the church from the house we were in to my house in Cherry Hill, and ended up with 5 people again.
Oh, okay.
Because the people were like, well, we like where we're at, and it was some things it was some rough stuff going on that made the church look bad.
Right.
Okay.
And the one thing I don't want is God's people looking bad. So I had to make a decision, and we moved. And when we moved, the person that was doing the things they were doing talked so bad about us, made the folks not want to go. So we had to start all over again. And then we ended up moving the church to Philadelphia. And we started growing again. I think we were like maybe 350 people.
Wow.
And then the property we were about to buy, it was on 66 in Woodland. Yep. We had the inspections done and everything, Presbyterian Church, and they found asbestos
Oh.
in the property. And I said, well, we're not going to pay to repair this. And so we started to look for another property. And this is a deep one. We found a property. We're going to lease this property.
Okay.
And this dude let me see this property, and he did the flim flam on me.
Yeah.
We come the day of the move. We got 3 moving trucks, big ones.
Right.
All our equipment, chairs and everything. Pull up. He says, "Oh yeah. We're gonna go around here." I said, "Go around where?" Took me around the back of the building. Bait and switch, bro. Took us to a building. No stairs to go upstairs. You had to go on the wall like this to go up the steps. And we got upstairs. I had 2 of my elders with me, one of my ministers. I said, "Y'all better keep me off this, man. I'm about to revert."
Right.
You about to go
I
back.
could go Rambo over here.
Uh-huh.
They're gonna leave him in the building. They're gonna
Right.
and through that process, we went from 350 down to maybe 100 because people were like, we were moving from place to place. We moved from Woodland Avenue to a school in South Philly, from the school in South Philly to a hotel on Broad Street, from a hotel on Broad Street to a hotel by the airport. And people started questioning and saying,
Right.
"Man, the guy know what he's doing."
Right.
I was doing what I had to do to keep the people safe and keep them together, but it was a lot of different things going on. People were saying, "Oh, he's messed up, he made some bad choices, and I'm sitting there like, God, what's going on? How do I come back from this? How do you recapture your reputation? How do you
Right.
recapture your own confidence?" Started feeling nervous about making decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this dude tried to rip me off. Actually, he played the flim flam. My man played it really good.
Yeah.
He had the documentation written up for that location, but then switched it at the last minute to take the check and take us to another location. It was a flim flam. And, I felt some kind of way. I felt like, Lord, I failed.
Right.
How do I come back from this? How do I please you? Because I felt I let him down.
Right.
Not only did I let the people down, I let my family down, I let the congregation
Right.
down. And so I was in the dumps, man. And I remember asking God, I said, "God, how do I, first I want to ask you to help me forgive this dude." Because that was the cascading effect. That one decision caused us to lose the majority of our congregation. And we were moving around. I was just trying to keep them, you know how a shepherd does. A shepherd prepares a place
Right.
safe for
Yeah.
the sheep. I was trying to find a place safe for the sheep. And my decision was I had to forgive, had to let it go, and then I had to really begin to look at myself and say, okay, if I'm feeling bad, that's a good thing I'm feeling bad because I don't want to take advantage of the people.
Right.
And I went back to work too. I went back, took my job back so I could not take a salary from the church. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with this? And I started to taking a self-evaluation. I had to forgive. I had to look at myself and forgive myself because everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
We're human.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I said, well, God, I had to deal with that part, not confident enough to make choices. And I leaned heavily on my wife. And, as a man of God, I'm like, how can I lean on my wife to make she's a smart woman, great woman.
Right.
But I'm the head of the house. How am I going to leave my house if I don't have the confidence? And then I had to go back in the Word, get the Word to build myself up with my confidence in making decisions and hearing from God. And I did that by spending time in that Word and getting with pastors who had been through similar situations. My bishop, actually my mentor, Ivy Hilliard in Houston, Texas, he told me, he said, reconstruction is not failure. He said, you reconstruct by deciding to keep going instead of quitting. Because I could have quit, but I made a decision to keep on going. And in spite of what other people thought, in spite of what people were saying, I developed in my heart and in my mindset that I'm okay and I'm on my way. And I'm doing what God says do regardless. And I'm going to see him glorify himself in this situation. And I just went on, man. And where we are right now, we got 25 tithing me members, and we just bought a building. We just bought a building.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
You know what I mean? So with the
the
350, we couldn't do it.
Right.
Okay.
But with the 25, we could buy the property.
Okay.
And land too.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Okay.
So all things work together for good, like the scripture says. It worked out. You get your squad together, like I was just talking about today. Sometimes the cats you got with you ain't supposed to be with you.
Right.
And then
Everybody that walks with you is not.
And you got the right people with you. Now you can make moves.
Right.
Right.
And that's what
Definitely.
we did.
Okay.
That's
how you
good.
come back and you just decide, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I do learn from the mistake.
Right.
Right.
But I'm gonna keep on going through it. I grow through it, and I continue to be strong. You know.
Okay.
That's what's up. Thank
So
you
now
for
you
that.
moving in Jersey?
No, it's gonna be a second location.
Oh, second
Because we got
location.
people in
Okay.
Jersey who want to come to the church but didn't want to come over the bridge.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was teaching Bible studies over there for a while for my company where I work at American Water. I was teaching Bible studies for some of the staff members there at a hotel. Somebody was paying for that.
Okay.
And I would teach them, and I finally said, well, we need to get a better place because sometimes you go to the hotel, you can't have this room, you gotta have this room,
Right.
it's not ready, and all that nonsense. So we looked for a place to lease, and come to find out this location was for sale.
Okay.
And we negotiated it down to what we could afford. Actually, we negotiated it down. I learned from my mentor that everything's negotiable.
Everything's
Yeah.
negotiable.
Negotiated down. When I say down, it's less than my house.
So y'all
Wow.
was
That's
passing
great.
the papers back and forth, like, no,
Yeah, I don't think
we
so.
could come with
Too
a better
many
price.
zeros.
Yeah.
Too many. Take that 1 0 off of that one.
Y'all passing it back and forth, huh?
That money?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and the thing, like, coming back and having that small amount of people confidence, you know, I come out saying today, I come out the sanctuary, I'm like, if I was listening to the devil, I would quit.
Right.
But I come out, and we've done more with that little bit of people
Right.
than we could have with all those other
All
people.
the
I was
people,
pastoring
right.
2 churches at the time, one in Maryland
Uh-huh.
and in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So, boom, look
Right.
what God can do.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
King of the comeback.
Yeah.
Can't get a comeback. I like that.
That's a good
Absolutely.
story. I like that. Yeah.
Oh, like when did you get your calling?
Dude, okay, all right. So when I was 10, no, I was eight. My mom was working at Sunray Drugstore. Remember Sunray Drugstore? 52nd and Walnut.
I think so.
They used to have food. She was a waitress there. And she
Okay.
dropped me at this lady's house to take care of me while she was at work. And I remember being there. That lady taught me how to pray. She was like, "This is what you do, John. You pray." She told me the Lord's Prayer. And I remember one night my mom took me home, and we lived in my grandma's house on 54th and Pentridge, down the street from Tanya's family. And I'm in the room, and you get this fear, like this fear just came in the room, and I looked over in the corner, and there was this dude sitting there in a black suit, and his eyes were shining red. I said, "Oh my God!" And I started praying that Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
And a flash of light hit, and all of a sudden this peace came, and I went to sleep. Jump forward, 17, 18, got hooked up, selling dope, running around the street from Woodland Avenue, gang war, doing different things, and went up New York. Got a job in New York as a security guard for Pepsi Cola. I was a young boy, but they didn't know I was a big young boy. And you could tell my family wasn't really together because nobody even knew I was gone. And when I was gone, they didn't really care.
Right.
So I'm up in New York doing some things and doing a job, and got into a couple scuffles, and they told me to go home. As I'm going home, I see a truck on top of this car. And I'm like, man, that's a bad accident. We get home, come to find out the truck was on top of my sister's car.
Wow.
My sister was in it, and I saw it. So my brother picks me out. They take me back and forth. We go to my sister's house. Little did I know my sister was into witchcraft. Didn't know. She was practicing dark arts. She had all kinds of altars in her basement. She was sacrificing animals to the devil, all kinds of stuff like that. So when I would stay there, but I didn't know all of that stuff. So when she passed, my brother and I, we in the house. My brother was smoking crack at the time, so he couldn't come out. Because when he come in, stuff go with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like, you hug him, you gotta pat him down after you finish. Well, thank God he's free from that now, but I stayed in the house, and things started happening. I knew my girlfriend, she's my wife now. We met when we were 17. I was 17? 17? Yeah, I was 17, she was 16, you know. And
That was
she
your
was
first
going to
love
church.
then. Yeah,
She was going to
okay.
church, and I was like, whatever, man, I'm not going with this. I thought my head blew out white Jesus. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I'm just being real.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what we want.
Straight always
And,
talk.
I was like, I ain't doing that, you know. But I loved her. I was like, yo, you all that. We go to church with you, whatever. But then when I moved into the house, stuff started moving across the table. Light switches start turning on and off. The front door open, shut. I said, hold up. I don't know what's going on. This is weird. Let me call my girl. So I called her. She said, you gotta go to church with me. I said, I ain't doing that white that blind head, blue eyed Jesus stuff. Not doing it. Not going. And she was like, listen, what are you dealing with? You need Jesus to help you. So I was like, whatever. So that night, it got real bad. I heard people walking down the steps, and I wasn't high. I would drink 40s. That was it. They used to call me OE. So I didn't drink weed. I was the one that drank the beer. I would drink Yankee back then. But I'm sitting there, and the bathroom door open. Something walked down the steps. By the time it went back up the steps, I was outside on the steps.
I understand. Too many people walking around here.
I'm trying to figure this out. And so I got in the car. I had a Lincoln Town Car back then. And I got in the car and I was like, yo, I need to figure this out. So I got on the phone. She was in college in New York City. And I called her up. I said, listen, it's some weird stuff going on in here. And she said, well, when I come back, I'm gonna go to church. I'm like, all right. I was messed up. I was like, we're gonna go to church.
Yeah.
Right.
So she went to Deliverance Evangelistic. That's back when they were on Broad in Wyoming. Pastor Benjamin Smith, never forget it. And like I told you, I was back in some serious crazy stuff. So I was packing. It was not safe for me to go around the street without either 1 or 2 dips and a couple extra clips. So I'm going by the church. Can you imagine? 6-inch high block haircut, sitting up in church in the balcony with a 9mm here and a Cabray 9mm on the side holster right here.
Wow.
With 2 extra clips. I was crazy. So I'm sitting there and Pastor Smith. In church. So Pastor Smith's preaching and he stops the service. And he said, there's a young man in here going through, and he started reading my mail. And I said, you told my business. She said, honey, it's 2,000 people in here. I'm going to tell your business. I'm looking around. So whatever. And he said, I want to pray. So I want to pray for the young people. And behind me, I heard a voice say, today is the day of salvation. I turned around with nobody there. All of a sudden, this warmth came on me, and I started crying. That was something I didn't do.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there, and he says, I want to pray for these young people. And he said, if you're having this challenge, come on down and get in line. So it was like maybe 13 kids down there, and I heard the voice say, today, I need to get to know you. And I got up, I marched down the aisle, went down there, loaded, bruh, packing, standing in line, with a coat on, you know. And Pastor Smith came around on people, and he said, guys, I'm waiting for you. And he put his hand on me, and the power guy hit me, bro. I ain't never felt nothing like that before. I'd have been punched in the face, I'd have been hit. It wasn't painful, it was something like, it felt like somebody charged me up with electricity with little thousands of needles. But when I went down, it felt like I was in a cloud. And he began to command things off me and break things. You ever see that movie Aliens? Where dude was in the kitchen and the joint came out.
Right.
Well, I'm on my back and the church mother sitting over here on the aisle. She said, it's going to be all right, baby. And I'm hearing these foul language, these words coming out of my mouth. I'm like, who's saying that? What is that? And I'm like, yo, I'm freaking out because he's casting devils out and they're talking to him as they come out. And so when it was over with, I got up. He led me to the Lord. The lady came, she said, hey, son, I don't think you're going to need this no more. She gave me back my pistol.
Wow.
She gave it back to me.
Wow.
She said, I don't think you're going to need this no more. But here. And I put it back in my holster. Got saved. Went back home. Dropped them off. And went back to my crib. I was living in 3119 North Stillman Street. And I remember just sitting on the side of my bed trying to figure out what happened. Like, wow, this is crazy. And I heard my alarm go off on my car, and I looked out the window. Pop, pop. Dude with his Bahamas up underneath my hood, stealing my battery, and I shot him twice in his butt cheek. And I said, I'm not saved. It must not have took. And for 2 years, dude, I was out there like a nut. The Bible says if an unclean spirit is driven out somebody, it goes around dry places trying to find another place to live.
Another host, right?
And yo, it came back on me 10 times worse. I was doing some pretty crazy stuff. And when my girl came back home from school, she joined another church, which was Redeemed Worship Center in Southwest Philly on 56 in Florence.
Okay.
And she was like, you need to come to this church. You know, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to come on down here. I said, all right, I'll go because I loved her. Well, got there. She walked in. I walked in. As I walked in the back door, bruh, the building just disappeared. I was standing in the cloud. And that same voice said to me from 2 years ago, said, today, you need to make a decision because they're coming for you tonight. And I said, Lord, I'll serve you. Right. I'll serve you. And he said, when you get home, sit on your floor because they're coming. And I got home that night. After rededicating my life to the Lord, I got home and I did what he told me. I sat on the floor. They blew the windows out. And the side door, my front door got blown open. 12-gauge shotgun. And I just laid there and said, well, I ain't never going back. And I was 20 then. I'm 51 now. I ain't been back since.
Cool.
Wow.
It took you to go through something to really wake up and realize that it's time to change.
Stuff like that, but I believe I went through it because to verify that he was real. Right. Because I ain't believe nothing. I believe the speed of my finger and the quickness of my hand. That's what I believed in. You know what I mean? So he proved himself to me. He saved my life. I wouldn't have my kids if it wasn't for Jesus. I mean, my daughter was born dead. My oldest was born dead, and he raised her up right there in the hospital, in front of the doctors, in front of the surgeon, in front of everybody. Resurrected in front of everybody. You know, so he didn't prove himself to me.
Right.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. That's deep. Right.
We speechless.
Yeah.
Yes, really.
We're trying to be.
I heard it before. I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah, we got very. Where do we go from here, y'all?
We're going to church.
Like like your church does it have like you know how most church give food to like the homeless?
Well,
Not homeless. Well, as far as people low income families.
well, we used to do that when we had our own building. Okay. You have to have resources to do that. You have to have a place to store the food.
Right,
You have
definitely.
to have, a facility where you can keep food, and it has to be able to be checked by the government.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Right.
We don't have that right now. We're leasing the property.
Oh, okay.
So we don't own that, so we can't do that.
Right.
We used to even give away clothing. We did. We would put school bag giveaway. We would also do the prisoner. We would do the prisoner parent gifts. Kids with parents
in
we
prison.
do that every Christmas.
Yeah.
But when you don't own your own property, you don't control.
Right.
What you can do, what you can't.
Now
Right.
we just bought this building.
So it's in the
It's
making. It's on the
on
making. Okay,
on
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, that sounds good. Hopefully we can be, of some service, some help, and try to get that information out there.
I appreciate that because
get people.
I think the challenge is our church is a lot of people may come in contact with us, and then because we moved so many different times, they lost contact with us.
Right.
So now, like Lena didn't know where we were for 2 years.
Right.
One of the sisters, she was like, "Where y'all at?" And she finally found out where we were, and now you can't get her off, which is great.
Yeah.
They just need to know where we are and what we're offering. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. Hopefully tonight, people that's watching be able to reach out to you and get in contact with you and follow you. You know what I mean? That would be a good thing. Because
excellent.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
This next Sunday coming up, we having Back to Church Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to Church Sunday.
Yeah.
Back to Church Sunday.
Right.
Okay.
So is that like people that haven't been in church in a while?
Oh, right.
Never been
to church.
Or
Okay.
their family used to go to church.
Right.
And find out what it is. It's not about religion. It's about relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Churches, I'm not saying we're the best.
Yeah.
We have a different outlook and a mindset on it. I believe that the relationship that God gave me, and that's what I teach the people, how to talk to Him for themselves.
Yeah.
That's what the people need. Folk need to know God is real.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. And they also, one thing I'm hearing from you, and I like that you're honest. You're very candid and things you've been through and stuff like that. Because see, a lot of times people probably don't go to church, or young people, because they feel like the pastor can't relate to them, and the pastor never been through anything that they're going through. But you're honest. I appreciate your honesty because you've been through some things that they're probably going through,
Right.
or either even older cats that done been through or whatever, and going back to church or trying to get back in that door, they need to really see and understand that here's a man that been down that road, and you experience God for yourself, and you also had some struggles and some trials and stuff like that, and still got it right. And know that, hey, none of us is perfect. None of us here are perfect. I always kid with the team here, and I even tell them that sometimes if you hear me say something a little crazy or a slur, or the words, kind of like give me that little nudge or whatever.
Well, if we've been doing that, we've been nudging you all day. I mean, how much time you've been pushed out the chair by now?
Wear us out.
This guy.
This is the abuse I go through, but it's all good. It's all love. It's love, though. I appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, God is
appreciate
good.
it. Let me ask you this. As far as with the Bible, if somebody's trying to, like, for the first time, or maybe they've been away from the word, or maybe they don't understand the word as well, and they want to pick up the Bible and just go through it, where's a good place for them to start?
In the Bible?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Where's a good place to start?
That's where I started. I'm like, Bible? What is this?
Okay.
But, the Gospel of John is, I think, the simplest place to start.
Okay.
And it opens up for so many different places in the Bible for you to learn.
Right.
So it's the story of John the Apostle, how he met Jesus and how things went on and how they progressed and how his relationship was just encouraging.
So the Gospel of John. That's good because, like I said, sometimes you open up the Bible and it's like, oh my God, you know, where to begin? Where, you know, you want to read the word and you want to understand it, but it's just like, where do I begin? You know, do I go in the middle? Do I go to the end? You know, and do I go to
understand?
do I go to Revelations? I mean, where do you know where?
That's like a black belt level.
It's like it's like you know, it's like where do you begin? And it's good to know that you have some, you know, where.
And the translation of the Bible to read, I think King James probably too rough for some people because today people don't use Elizabethan English. So the New King James is the one that I teach out of, and the New Living Translation I recommend for new Christians.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
That's good.
Tom, you got another question?
No, I was just gonna ask you to Mike Nice.
Huh?
To tell the people tell the audience how they can tune in.
Okay, yes. You can the phone number to our studio is 484-477-6348. You can download at Live and Direct Marketplace at Philly Hot Radio, YouTube Philly Hot Radio. The phone number again is 484-477-6348. Download at Live and Direct Marketplace at Philly Hot Radio, YouTube Philly Hot Radio.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Okay, JD, do you have a question?
Do I have a question? I always have questions.
You're always talking. Well, go ahead.
Well, I guess like one of the questions I probably have, far as like the far as the LGBT community, how does church, not specifically your church, but churches in general, and it could be yours as well. How do y'all welcome them people in? How do y'all treat people that are, should I say, different or feel different?
Different.
Yeah.
The thing is, my job is not to critique anybody. My job is to introduce them to Jesus. The work that he does is on the inside.
Right.
So if somebody comes in and they have this lifestyle choice or that lifestyle choice or this thinking process, my job as a pastor is to lead them to Christ and to let Jesus do the work. You know what I mean? So all I do is just love them, man. I just receive them and embrace them and teach them and let them hear God for themselves. He'll work it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's no need to be threatened by anybody's life choices, man, because God, he did what he did with me. He can do it with you too. Whatever's going on in your life, he can fix it. Or if he can give you light, he can instruct you, show you what you need to do. That's his plan.
Okay.
I mean, so I don't care. Look, I tell them, come to me. Everybody reject you. Come on over here. I don't care what you're in. Let's go. The Jesus I know will hook you right on up.
That's what's up. Good. So, where's your church located at again?
Right now, we're at 3751 Island Avenue.
Island Avenue, okay.
In Suite 300 on the third floor.
Oh, okay.
We have space there, and we have service at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays.
Oh, okay. That's why Miss TT was late. I know that's right. See what I'm talking about? Whoa,
I have another question.
Yeah,
Anyone else like to
Go
say
ahead, JD.
All right. I have another question. As far as like churches in general, I guess like what do they do for the community? As far as like sometimes I've had experienced things where I've seen churches that may be the best church on the block, and the neighborhood may not be up to par, so to speak. Do I guess what I'm asking, like, the church always willing should the church,
yes.
right? They always want to recruit people in and stuff, which is not a bad thing, which is not a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, like, do they ever feel like, okay, let's go outside of the church and bring the young people in, the young brothers in that's maybe on a corner selling drugs or what have you. And also, a lot of times, like, those brothers need jobs, they need skills and stuff like that. They need even basic stuff like learning how to use a computer and stuff like that. And sometimes they even need to learn how to read. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because a lot of times the reason why they're out there because they don't have these skills. You know what I mean? School has failed them. You know, people have told them, "Oh, you can't make it. You can't do this, that." You know what I mean? And then they're around a lot of
Negativity.
Negativity. They're around a lot of negativity. And my thing is like, is it like how does the church? It's like the church is like the if I'm saying this right, the church is like the family, so to speak, of the community. And do that family, should they go outside the church and gravitate and grab these young people and give them these type of skills or ask them, you know, because some of them are ashamed and some of them, you know, feel like, oh man, I ain't got time for that. You know, they too much want to be cool with their buddies and stuff, but they really are scared.
Right.
So how can they help them to get over that fear and say, hey, you know what? Let's come in and give you these type of, you know, give you these skills so you can be marketable. Because some of them don't even know how to fill out an application.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
some of them they don't even know how to dress for an interview.
Right, and they don't know how to dress for an interview.
Absolutely.
I even thought about, since you even spoke of that, I even thought about having something like that on this show, as far as like teaching young men how to do a tie, a simple tie. You know what I mean? Because some brothers don't even know how to
Do it Wednesday
you know,
Wednesday
they
night.
don't even know how to, you know, put a tie on. You know what I mean? Let alone should they what to wear for an interview. You know what I'm saying? So, do you see churches trying to implement those
I
things?
see a few churches doing that, quite a bit that are in the city. Let me see, Victory Christian Center on 52nd and Whitby. They do that. They have programs where they try to help young people understand their situation and help them get to a change in their thinking process.
Right.
We do what we call Ignite, which we deal with young people and we help them to navigate how life is difficult and different situations. Every child comes from a different environment, so we teach the young people how to see who they are, see who they're supposed to be in Christ's eyes and their potential.
Right.
We teach them how to acknowledge and receive their own potential, their gifts and talents, and then we talk to them about interview skills, and we talk to them about different things. Like we try to get people to want to. Some kids don't want to go to college; they can't.
Right.
We talk to them about going into college. We talk to them about how about graduating high school.
Right.
First,
You know
right.
what I mean, how about
Right.
graduating high school? When we used to do Ignite on Woodland Avenue, it was our property. We used to have kids that came in. They were battered, they were abused, they were molested. There were so many different challenges that my wife and I and our staff would deal with to help kids. One particular young lady was being passed around from her father to her uncle.
Wow.
And different things like that. We had to really like try to encourage her, and it came to the point we almost had to get to the point where we were about to call the authorities
Right.
to get her straightened out. But you know, I think the church should be involved in the community.
Right.
We should, because why would we be there?
Right.
What's the purpose? The people in the community are the reason why we're there.
Right.
God didn't pull us out. He could have pulled us out when Jesus went.
Right.
He could have reached down through history and taken every person he knew was going to get saved and kept the world just dark.
Right.
Right.
But he kept us here for a reason. We're the light of the world. And we're supposed to produce light. Churches are supposed to be centers of hope. And I believe, well, our church, we believe in just individual evangelism. We used to go out in the street as a team, but sometimes that can make people feel uncomfortable. If you
Right.
have a spot on your corner
Definitely.
and you trying to build,
Right.
you can feel like some kind of way.
Right.
So what we do is, she know how to talk to certain people, he know how to talk to certain people, this person know how to talk to certain people. We split up and everybody on an individual basis. We just strike up conversations with people in the street and see where they're at. Try to get them to where they need to be, invite them to the church, show them who they are first, who they can be, as opposed to what they've been going through. Because you're not what you've been through. You're the potential that's on the inside of you. You can be who you need to be, who you want to be, but you need to get out of that mindset that this is who you are. Some people identify, a lot of young people today identify themselves by their circumstances, and not by who God called them, because they don't know. They don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a possibility for every man, woman, and child to be great.
Right.
He places that desire on the inside of every human being to be great. But if you don't know you can be great, like I didn't even know I could sing back in the day until my mom said, "What you doing?"
Yeah.
So I'm harmonizing. She said, "That ain't smack. That ain't harmonizing." Show me to sing. You know what I'm saying? But until somebody pulls your coattail, you don't know you have capacity to do anything.
Right.
And so I believe churches should get out there with teams and opportunities and gifts. But again, it takes resources too.
Yeah.
The smaller churches don't necessarily have all the resources
Mm-hmm.
that we would need, but we may have people who have skills and talents,
Right.
but we don't have a platform for them to be able to come in and get the instruction.
Right,
they need.
definitely.
Purchasing a property or have a long-term place where you can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
Create dance school,
Right.
cause people to get strong in their arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Help people to learn drama. It's not just basketball that can get you in the start. Like
Right.
Perry, man, he
Right.
went in there, he created his own environment.
Right.
He was homeless though for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes, he
people-
was.
You don't know what potential's in an individual. So
Right.
yeah, I believe the church should get out there and can get out there and help and motivate communities to become better. And I can to touch on what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
a church that's sitting in the neighborhood and the church is the most immaculate place on the block. You don't know what stage they're in. They
Uh-huh.
may be beautiful over a period of years. It may be generational church.
Uh-huh.
Great granddad may have started that church and through the years he built it up.
Built
But
it,
the
right.
community may have declined because the younger people in the community were never taught how to take care of their property.
Property. Yes.
So what has to happen is maybe the people in the church
Right.
come out and begin to teach them how to take care of property, how to paint, how to renew things, how to
Right.
put cement back on certain things, and just
Mhm.
give them that personal touch of value.
Right.
So that can be done.
Yeah.
I think it should.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Good question.
It was.
That was an excellent question. Excellent question.
I like that.
Excellent question.
Real good question.
Wow.
Okay.
Question?
I have plenty of questions. Well, let's see. Go ahead, Miss TT. I'll let you go first.
He quiet.
I'm gonna let you go first.
And it just never happened.
He's
Ever.
quiet.
Sometimes
Never
I'm
happened.
overwhelmed. Yes, I am.
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
that
I
mean-
am.
That means you the bomb. You got him quiet over there.
Mm-hmm.
We could really go in. Go ahead.
Do y'all
We
want
ain't
me
saying
to?
nothing.
Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
You want me
I'm
to
saving
go
my
back?
question for
Go.
last.
Go back. Go. Get him, Jeff.
I'm saving my question for last.
You see
Hold
me
on.
last?
We accepting calls anytime. 484-477-6348. Live and direct marketplace at Philly Hot Radio. YouTube Philly Hot Radio. The phone number is 484-477-6348. Any questions? Put it on the line. JD?
Oh, okay. Y'all want me to ask another question?
Yes, sure, we do. You got some good questions today. Got a lot of rest last night.
This is an inside joke that
I
this
can
man
tell. It keeps
wanna
coming
be-
back. It's ready to circle around back again.
He keep throwing it back at me.
Yeah.
He keep going back at me. Where to begin?
Yes.
So, you wanna?
Yes.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
since you're rested.
I don't know what
How
you
about
said,
after
but it's
school?
hilarious.
I'll let you know later. Yeah. After school projects. Oh, we have a phone.
Hold it, do we have it?
Yes. Answer the
we
phone,
do.
Jeff.
You don't-
Press the button. Press the button.
Press the button, Jeff.
Yes. You are at Philly Hot Radio with JD Love Show.
Yes, good afternoon. That's a question for Pastor McCall.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been listening to the show and I've seen the positive aspects of the church that you're representing. Could you tell me what you see as the future of not only your church but the church?
That's a good question.
Excellent question.
My church, well, it's not my church. It's just the church I pastor that I'm assigned to lead as under shepherd by Jesus. But I think as the church, as our church grows, I believe we can be an influence for positive and good in the community in the city of Philadelphia and in South Jersey. I mean, we're expanding to New Jersey, but we don't want to forget where we need to be in Philly to be a help. I think the church can be a great light. We can be a source of morality to help people get their moral compass back on point. Because sometimes people, because of pressure and circumstances, people start
Right.
making compromises and they lose sight of where they were meant to be or the things grandma may have taught, granddad may have taught.
Right.
They start losing their focus and losing their place. And so I believe the church can be a place to get them centered back on their moral compass so they can do what they need to do and be excellent in their communities and in their families. I think the church can be a good source of strength to the African American community, I believe, to help us to identify who we are in Him. Like I said when I was talking to you offline earlier, I used to say blonde hair, blue eyed, Django ain't gonna fall. Found out that man, he was not blonde hair and blue eyed.
Right.
He was a Nazarene. He was a Jew. He was of the tribe of Judah. He was from the family line of David, and he was from Bathsheba's family line, who were people of color.
Right.
So, in Him, all nations folded in, and in Him, all nations folded out. So that's why the Bible says God so loved the world. So we can show that love in the community, in the city, in the Eastern Seaboard, in our area. We can be effective to bring change in our neighborhoods, in our cities, in our families.
One last question, if I may.
Yes.
How do you view the church in the political climate that's going on today in the United States with the current administration and the rise of racism? How does the church deal with those type of behaviors, yet people are still saying that they're Christian?
Wow. I believe that some Christians have lost, like we talked about, a moral compass. They've actually lost their moral compass. They've gotten off track, and because somebody says they're quote unquote Christian, and they don't really know the Jesus we serve, because of the color of their skin, the evangelicals are willing to put them in position. I know I'm probably gonna get some bad email, but I don't care. I get that every Sunday. Somebody probably send me something crazy.
Right.
But what has to happen is, I think we need to repent. I think the church needs to get back on track and begin to preach Christ Jesus, and stop getting involved in things and supporting things that are truly hate. The Bible says that for God, so John 3:16, we talk about it every day. God so loved the world. That word world is ethnos, which means all nationalities. So He's not talking about He loves the planet. He loves the people.
Right.
And so for an individual to come up and say that this nation is bad or this group of people is no good, you can't say you're a Christian if you're not loving the people the way God loves the people. So this particular administration has not shown me that their base or root is Christian, and so they don't deserve the support, even though the office deserves honor, but the individuals in the offices have dishonored themselves, and I believe dishonored our nation at times. They misrepresent us the way they don't handle things the way they need to be handled. They don't touch on what's going on in the inner city. They don't touch on what's going on in the lives of people at large. They touch on what's going on in this small circle of people who are racist and who are angry. And all this hatred being proclaimed across the nation. It's not God. It was never God. And somebody said, do you think God put him in office? No, I do not. No, I think that people who were concerned about, there's a term called a white, what's it called? After African Americans succeed, there's always a wave on the back end to try to push us back.
Right.
And with a black president in office for 2 terms, and some of the things that he made, I believe it riled up people to the point where they would say, I don't care who it is, if it's a white goat, we're going to vote him into office because we want to make sure
that
they
never
don't
happened.
ever feel comfortable
Right.
again.
Right.
I hate this. I'm just being real because I'm looking at the climate. All the different police brutality has been going on for a long time.
Right.
It's just now it's being recorded.
Recognized,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Recorded.
It's being recorded.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Technology is powerful. You can't
Right.
hide it. But then once you see it in black and white, you still got judges throwing it out.
Right.
That is because the leadership is not right. If order and honor were up in the main office of the country, then order and honor would rotate down.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, thank you, sir, for taking the time out to answer my question.
No, thank you for
Thank you.
calling in the JD Love Show.
Thank you, caller.
Have a great day.
And
Thank you.
you do the same.
And thank you for watching.
Excellent. That was a good question. Good question, caller.
Yeah.
Like as far as like with your church, when you get your church up and like really running, like how about like home child care and stuff like that for after school programs?
We're going to actually, the building we're getting prepared to open up in October, that's in New Jersey. And some of the quote unquote limitations, you'd be surprised about the laws in New Jersey. Listen, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you buy a church building, So they say, okay, do your thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Child care, whatever. But in New Jersey, you have to get the approval of the township to do anything.
Okay.
I had to get the approval of the township to put a church in this property. And so we had to go before the zoning board. And the zoning board had to decide whether they were going to allow us to use the property as an institutional use, because it was a 7-Eleven, it was an office building.
Right, right. So many things.
Coming in,
Right.
we're going to make it a house of worship. And so they were like, well, we don't want no child care in there. We don't want this, and we don't want that. And they you can't be in there all the time.
Huh?
But you can't. Yeah, we want to know the times of operation and different things like that. So you have to honor their decrees, because
Right.
they're giving you the zoning and the certificate of occupancy to operate in that facility. And so there we can't do it. But when we buy the next property in Philadelphia, trust me, because I believe what's going to happen is I believe that the New Jersey church is going to grow so fast that we can actually begin to do things more so in Philly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
So we need funds in Philly to
Right.
do what we need to do.
Right.
But I'm not willing to allow our church to be dictated to by the government on getting funds from them, supports and grants, stuff like
Right.
that. I'm not willing to do that, because that will hinder our ability to be free to talk about Jesus.
Right.
Share Christ
Right.
with people. I mean, we've had.
They had you under
programs-
like a
Yeah,
restriction.
they put you on a restriction. You can't talk about Jesus here.
Right.
We've had substance abuse programs that were 95% successful. But the challenge is now, if you get a substance abuse program and you get granting and funding from the government, they're limiting your
Right.
ability to tell them about Jesus.
Right.
Right.
I don't want your money.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I want to do it the way God needs to do it. So we're looking at what we're going to do in New Jersey. We're going to fund some things from New Jersey and Philadelphia. So the benefit will be we can help people in Philly from the people in Jersey, and the people in Jersey can benefit from what we know and have learned
Right.
in Philly.
From Philly.
So different things. It'll be a hand washing.
Hand washing up. Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we want to be able to affect people's lives. I mean, my desire. I mean, we had a desire to start a daycare facility, so we could just provide a safe place
Right.
for young people.
Right. A safe place.
Yeah, safe place
Yep.
for young people, and then also a place where we can have for teens to come in after school studies and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm an IT guy. I'm pretty good at technology. I think I'm very good.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah, I know a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge. I can teach kids how to use computers,
Computers,
mobile
yeah.
devices, different things. But you know what? A lot of those kids are probably smarter than me right now.
pretty much. Like
Yeah.
today, these kids, that's all they do is
Yeah,
with
that's all they
this.
do.
We ain't had this back then,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know how to fix it.
Right.
I know how
Right.
to put it together and get it to work, but that might
Right.
be able to help them.
Like
with their
for
job.
as
Yeah.
far as me, I'm
Yeah.
computer illiterate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
you know.
we can set up different programs. We can help people get their GEDs.
Right.
Right.
That's our desire. I mean, we want to be able to help people get off addiction, get the GEDs, get their
Mhm.
education, focus on going back to school, because they don't have to stay. You don't have to stay where you are.
Right.
You can go to another level, but the whole thing is you have to change what you think about you on the inside before
Right.
you start.
Yeah.
So
You got to
Absolutely.
change that
Yeah,
mindset.
man.
Okay.
Definitely got to change
Thank
that
you.
mindset. And you got to be more positive.
Exactly. And you have to have
Yeah.
a reason to be positive.
Positive. True. True.
Yeah.
True. And I'm like you, Pastor, in the sense when you say that the whole thing, like I've seen it in church that I've been to, was a member of, and stuff like that, and I've seen it in other churches, and the whole thing about the blue eye guy.
Yeah.
And I think myself and probably others feel the same, even like far as like with that in history, that when you don't see us, being represented, and especially like in our churches and stuff, when you don't see us being represented, and you kind of feel out of place, or kind of feel like, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why am I here? Because it feel like this is the same thing I'm being taught in school a lot of times. You know what I mean? And my question, I guess what I'm asking, like I don't know, maybe your congregation or other congregations I've seen, that they still seem to want to hold on to that same Jesus. Why is that? I mean, why not take that down and put Jesus in the form that he should be? In the form, and it's written in the word. You know what I mean? Why they don't take that and put that up on the walls? You know what I mean? Instead of still having this Jesus that is supposed to be Michelangelo or whatever. I don't know. Why they don't?
Well, I will say this.
Let me move out the way.
I will say this, that most societies want to depict their God the way they look.
Exactly.
That's how they relate.
That's all it
Right?
is.
So the dominant occasion.
Well, white,
And-
right.
Right.
So of course they're going to depict him the way that will make them feel more comfortable addressing him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even the Asians probably have.
Right.
Uh-huh.
May look like, you know.
Uh-huh.
And of course, when you begin to read the Bible, like the very first book of the Bible, Genesis talks about how God created man in his image and likeness, right? And he says, chapter 2, verse 7, it says, he formed man of the dust of the earth, and man was made, he formed the house of man of brown clay.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make another color from
Brown clay.
Right.
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 And so the first man, Adam, we know, was brown.
Right.
Right.
And so his wife was brown too.
Right.
So brown kids came forth. But how did that change?
Right.
The human body adapts. When in Genesis chapter 11 it talks about after the flood, when Noah landed and all the people began to spread out and they began to take over certain areas, Nimrod the hunter built the tower of Babylon. And he said, as he built the tower, he said, we're going to build this tower, we're going to make a place for ourselves, and everything's going to be all right. And God was like, no, I told him I want them to fill up the earth. Let's go down and see what's going on. I'm paraphrasing. And as he came down, he said, there's nothing impossible to them because they're all in agreement. And he confused their languages, and each group couldn't communicate with each other, so they split off with different people who could communicate, and they spread out across the land. And then when they did that, there was a quake that took place. What is the name of it? At one time, the earth was one giant landmass. But when the quake took place, the earth, if you look at a map, it broke apart, and certain areas you could see fit back into certain areas. That's what different people just settled in certain places.
Right.
Guess what? They adapted to their environment.
Right.
So the Caucasian man is not different than us. That's why certain people, we got a brother in our church who does harvest. He goes from place to place, and when a person expires, he'll take their body part to another person. It could be a Chinese guy or a black guy or a white guy, and they can take that part because the parts are interchangeable.
Right.
Right.
It's the whole thing is just where where they lived at. The casing
Right.
is different.
That's all.
Because they didn't need as much melanin in their skin. They were in cold area of
Right.
Europe. They didn't need as much melanin. They had more fat tissue. So their skin became a little paler.
Right.
But Jesus was not in Europe. He was born in Israel. And his family, if you look at the genealogy in Matthew chapter 4, Luke chapter 4, it talks about Jesus being the son of this person, supposed to be son of this person. And it talks about how his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was the prostitute on the wall of Jericho. And she was a woman of color. Then it talks about how Solomon's mom was in his family.
Right.
She was a woman of color. So he had all nationalities in him.
Right.
And then another thing, the kicker is, he went down to Egypt when Herod would kill all the kids, and his family ran. He went down to Egypt, and they didn't tell the difference. They couldn't tell the difference between him and them.
Right.
Color right there.
He was of color.
Of color.
Yeah.
But again, if you are uncomfortable with a fact or a truth, what do? You hide it.
You hide it. Yeah.
Definitely.
You cover it. But I think people are actually starting to come around to the realization that Jesus was not that particular look. He didn't look like that. The Bible says in Revelation he had hair like wool.
Hair like wool.
And his skin was like burnt brown.
And look at your hair.
So
Look
what
at y'all
this
here.
tells you,
Right.
that's who you're dealing with. And like one of the preachers, big preacher, said one day, and he's Caucasian. He says, when y'all get to heaven, y'all gonna be surprised
Yeah.
because Jesus gonna look like Gruffalo. He gonna mess you up. He gonna look like Gruffalo. Right. Dude said this. The challenge is people are starting to wake up to reality.
Right.
And it's just the old regime.
Right.
Yeah, and it's hard to
And
change
like
from that old
thinking
regime,
process.
that thinking
Right.
process.
Over and over and over again because I'm this color, I got power.
Right.
Well,
And-
you may hold it to a degree, but God says the last shall be first and the first shall be
Sure.
last.
Relax,
Relax,
right.
right.
And this is not Reverend to put anybody down
not putting
or
them
or their race or whatever. This is not that type of show. And
This
we're
is
not
straight
that-
honest
but
talk.
This is just honest. This
It's
is like
honest.
let's be real. You know what I mean? Because it's in the Bible, it's in the Word and stuff like that. So let's be real. Because too many times we go in these churches and we see a black pastor or something like that, and we see behind the black pastor the stained glass windows or even the the pictures of when they sitting there eating,
Yeah,
and then we see
The Last Supper.
the Last
The
Supper.
Last
Thank
Supper.
you.
Yeah,
We see
yeah.
the Last Supper, and it's a whole bunch of dudes that don't look like me.
Yeah,
Don't look like us.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
see,
I mean?
like now,
You know?
those pictures
So,
are just like
yeah.
a symbol now.
Yeah.
Not like a symbol, like, you know, it's
It's starting to change though.
Yeah.
hey, everything
It's like-
changes.
It's like I want to see, I want to see some tan or something up there. You know what I
Something's
mean?
more like life.
Yeah, more like life. I want to see some realness. Because if it's going to be written in the word, and then I look up on the wall and I'm seeing, there's a discrepancy there. So clarify, but let's
I want to see me.
yeah, I want to see me.
Like my wife used to say, it's
Right.
a video game we used to play. I used to play Tekken, and I used to play. Well, I like Tekken still. My daughter kicks me behind it though. But this other game, and all of the people in the game, Caucasian or Asian. And so she was like, why is there no African American representation there? Why is there no black person being represented in this particular game?
Right.
And where's the sisters at? You know what I mean? They had one dude, but where's the sisters at?
Yeah.
And so now later on they put out, sister in the game, a couple sisters in the game, but you don't see a lot of representation.
Right.
Even with Barbie, at one time you didn't see Barbie, you didn't see too many black Barbies.
No.
Right, definitely,
No.
definitely.
G.I. Joe back in the day,
G.I.
just
Joe.
started getting
Right.
around.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in the day.
I used to have G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Bill.
Yeah.
With the
Kung Fu
right,
Bill,
right.
You got the brown guy later on that came
Right.
with brown
Yeah.
beard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it took time for, things to start happening because they, folks felt uncomfortable.
Right.
But now they're starting to identify that, there are certain, like there was this commercial on TV one day where this dude was a neo-Nazi. And they did a genetic test on him to find out where he was from. He had some sub-Sahara in him. Woo-wee! That man was messed up. What do you mean I got sub-Sahara? I can't be. Almost like Dave Chappelle. Black, white supremacists.
Yeah.
Don't pass
Right.
I watch Dave Chappelle sometimes.
Oh
Right.
man.
Yeah.
That was the funniest one ever.
Yeah.
So people, in their comfort, they're going to do what makes them feel comfortable.
That's all.
Right.
And it doesn't matter who you are. If
Right.
they feel uncomfortable, if their esteem is low, they're going to do what they do to make themselves feel
Comfortable. Right. To make
Absolutely.
yourself Feel good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing is now we have to begin to see ourselves and who we are and begin to realize that, we had a place, we have a place, we had a place at the table back then, we have a place at the table now. But
Right.
if you don't see yourself there, you can't aspire to those positions of leadership. You may rise up, but then
Right.
in your mindset is going to be, I'm going to get knocked down anyway. So
Right.
no, you got to begin to see yourself the way God sees you. He sees you as his first.
Right.
Right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about to take a 15-minute break. All right. Live and direct marketplace. Tune in to Philly Hop Radio. Phone number is 484-477-6348. We see you in 15.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hey, we still live, right?
We'll be back in 15. Mic's off.
Okay. All right.
That was
Yeah.
great.
So,
You're
Ryan,
excellent.
You was cool?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, man, you
I
talk.
hope nobody send me no crazy emails.
Oh, man.
You a president? No.
It's all publicity is good publicity. That mean they watching it, you know.
You know what, though, bro? I'm not even concerned.
It looked like you ain't. It looked like you're not. It looked like you're not.
She tell you, I taught the black person to divide when I sanctuary, man, a couple times because so many people don't know that Jesus was brown, man.
Yeah.
And they be like I said, how can I serve a blind head, blue-eyed Jesus? I don't see him. I don't see him. And I have to find out he is real. And he brown.
Right. And that's why I get that feeling that, we go to these churches and stuff, and like you said, when I was a member of the church, and I used to go
Oh, I got one good.
I used to walk in there and I used to see, the black preacher, and then behind him, these white dudes. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then.
How can you relate? Why would I come back? Why
Right.
would I come back? What can they do for me? Because I see all of them hurting me and hurting my family. They don't hurt me.
And I've even seen in my own house when I was a kid, seem like a white, Jesus, because one thing I know about us, black people, we are so traditional.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We follow tradition. From whatever grandma did, mommy and daddy did, we gonna do. You know what I mean? Just like
Don't even know why.
right.
We gonna do it.
If we gonna do it, just like me wearing this white pants after Labor Day. You know what I mean? That's tradition. That's
the other night too.
Yeah, that's tradition. You know what I mean? I ain't supposed to wear this. You know, I talked to my cousin about that. You know what I mean? About that's another thing, tradition. You know, we so busy passing stuff down,
Yeah.
that it's almost like we're kind of scared to deviate from tradition. You know what I mean? To go off track or whatever. But
And it's comfortable.
the only way change is going to come, we're going to have to deviate. We're going to have to.
Exactly.
We're going to have to. We cannot keep doing the same thing over and over, because if we do, we're going to forever be stuck.
Yeah.
We're going to forever be stuck.
That's why I try to tell people, like, you know, this one lady, she was like, she came to visit us one time, and she said, you know, at my church, you know, women don't wear pants and all that stuff. She said, but I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never heard nobody teach like you. But I can't come back. I said, well, why? She said, because you got women wearing pants in here, and it's against my tradition. I said, but didn't you just say you never heard nobody teach like this? When it helps you, she said, yeah. I said, well, why would you destroy your own ability to grow? Why? Because of tradition.
Yeah. Tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, we are stuck in tradition. You know, and that's right.
But the Klansmen, they stuck in tradition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they are the biggest perpetual of tradition. You know, they perpetuated a lot of this stuff that we.
That's how the generations learn it, by teaching.
Yeah.
Like when I was in school, I was in computer school. So I tell you how when you step out to do something, all of a sudden something will always rise in the class time. Well, I was in class, and the guy was sitting next to me playing. He was seeing me every day, you know, he jumped in, and next thing you know, I'm sitting there like, okay. And I would never respond. But I ended up changing his whole perspective on like, by just not punching him in the head. Right? And helping me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Teaching him, because he had questions about different things he had some people they didn't know. He would turn to me, I had the answers, and I fixed the computer for him. He's like, you know, this dude ended up giving me all the furniture in his house, so he moved down south. You know what I mean? Yeah. Change your whole mindset, man.
Yeah.
This is about not holding on to tradition.
Right.
Tradition to me, but you say that, I go open your mouth.
Right.
But I'm not no tradition.
Right.
Thank God.
Yeah, look.
He's for the minute. Well, King, how we looking? Looking good.
Can you tell what was my, how many people you got out there watching?
No.
Okay.
Only one we know that is Trace.
Okay.
That's that run the whole thing.
Okay.
What did he say? Did he call? I don't think so. I said all right, you got a message, dude. You got a text message.
Did you record this off?
Check it out.
No, I didn't. I'm just trusting y'all.
They send the link out.
I ain't know what the envelope. I don't know about Papa. There's an envelope, too. Yeah, I don't know about crazy, bro.
What's going on, Michelle?
That shit like a pro. He just staying in spirit. You think I'm sex? Yeah, see that envelope? See that envelope on top of the screen? Oh, okay. Is it, you gotta click on it, open it up.
My boy.
That's scary, bro. Bob Room. You look like something off Lifetime.
Oh, I gotta set my thing ain't even set up yet. Somebody put something in my Gmail.
Somebody put something in your what? What? What you talking about? Well, that's what they call it now? The Gmail? Nah, it's a weird. I'm talking about I ain't with no
Email, my email, rather. You know the Gmail?
Yeah, I got Gmail.
I can't even bring it up.
Not the kind he got.
Oh my gosh.
You say,
I can't even bring it up. I gotta
where's the time?
wait.
It's on. You all right, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
No, you're not getting half of this. It's cookies over there.
I was gonna ask you for your cookies. I said, do you have any more questions?
Y'all looking at me for Aaron.
I was the one
I didn't
giving
know
the
that this
question.
person was gonna be speechless. I have
Oh,
experience. That's the
I was
point.
throwing him out there though. I was throwing him out there.
He's thinking the sound now.
And he was like, there's nothing to say. I was like, okay.
I threw him out there. I threw all the questions out.
No, you did like three.
Yeah, it was real good, man.
Well, these 3 questions.
1 point questions, man.
Tanya ain't having question first.
Tanya had no question. Tanya, come on.
She was stuck.
My face.
We got good.
She was over there stuck, memorizing.
Trying to be all nice. Wow.
I don't know why.
Look, y'all needed to know my pastor.
Oh, man.
I don't know why,
What you mean you don't know why? You need a church home.
man.
Hey, come on over. Come on over.
I
We need
feel
more
what
brothers.
JD
We need
about
some
it.
brothers to represent in the hood, man.
Right.
I used to, like we had, when we were in Philly, when we were on Fulton Avenue, we had adopted Tilden Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
I was, what do you call it? I was a ride along pastor for the 12th district. And so we had adopted Tilden Middle School, but the thing is, we had a building then.
Right.
You don't own nothing, you don't really have
Right.
time to actually do what you do. And I had to go back to work full time. So I'm pastor in the evening time, I'm pastor from 1 before 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm still pastor. Anyway.
Right.
The challenge that I can't meet with people that I used to. I used to go and talk in school to kids, man, and encourage them to do better.
Right.
And show them from my history, talk to them. I gotta get off.
How many chicken you eating?
I'm about to get on the air a little bit. Time ticking, baby. Gotta eat what you gonna eat, baby. You gotta get on the air soon.
No, not yet.
Not yet, but you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do,
I
bro.
just told him to make that.
Oh, like 8 minutes. You gonna eat a chicken?
Yeah.
The worst.
Make that little ass piece.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Better than these two.
Hey, where we at there? Where we at on the
We had 7:06. So we finna last hour.
No, where we at on the street?
On the sheet?
On the sheet.
Oh, shit.
We never stick to this, but
Now we did the small we did the bio.
we at the second break.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do this one. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
But this is considered like our second break. The first break is when we started it off. You know what I mean?
Y'all got no more questions for me?
Sure.
Welcome back.
Well,
Sure.
man.
But, welcome back, Kai. You don't know about it. Welcome back. Yeah.
How y'all going? Y'all going great.
Oh, yeah, we doing good, y'all. Y'all looking like professionals now. Y'all looking like more like me.
You know what?
More like me.
I don't think that's a good or a bad thing.
See what I'm talking about, Tanya? See what I'm talking about?
We've been consistent getting calls though, even if it's one or two.
Yeah.
Still been getting calls.
Well, if you get the dates right, when you make up,
The first time I put out Apostle said the 15th.
Yeah, I had to call you. I
But I was
said,
thinking about back
the
to
day
church.
the 15th.
When I made the flyer, my focus was on the back to church.
Oh, I was wondering, like,
But I made the 15th, but I went back and corrected it.
okay.
But,
besides that, we doing good.
Oh, them flyers we
and
gave
you
out
left the
yesterday.
flyers right on the table last night.
Yeah. You passed them out?
No,
Well,
no,
I
no.
made sure
You
I
the one
did.
said you wanted to pass them out.
Well, I gave it a couple away. So a couple. Oh my
And
god.
up against that grease, you all shiny.
Oh, Miss Titi, we get a chance. Go on Facebook Live. Let them know after the break, you know what I mean? And catch them up.
It's a bag sitting on that table right there. So,
Catch them up a little bit with the
right there.
with the guests we have. And,
That's our little green room back
I
there.
need to do all kinds of stuff on that.
Well,
We
man.
got a camera, get some good graphic stuff.
Right.
Oh, man.
Comments always okay, now the phone's line. Okay, phone lines are open. Okay, when Jeff after this. No,
You was on for a minute while we was on.
what? Live stream. Yeah, I was on. People, I'm pressing button like waving at You see me, Captain? I'm pressing the button. My goes dead. Right. Yeah, they was looking at the show, so yeah, I'm mad.
So this camera, that camera?
Yeah, both of them.
And now this basically bouncing like this view and then your view. Like to make sure y'all respond.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What software you use?
I'll give you the line. The software they got on here, OBS Studio and Sam Broadcast.
I don't use OBS, but it's a powerful tool. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I actually went to a class for it, but I was like, it was too much for me. I was like, nah, that's it.
Okay, but yeah, this is your type of situation.
Yeah.
I use XSplit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good app.
Look, now she want to look at us.
I'm doing.
You're the worst. Well, I tell you.
Let them know that number.
I got you. I'm gonna come back with that after Jeff do this. After he do that, I'm coming back with the announcement. The phone lines are open. Live and direct marketplace and in the Philly Hop Radio.
We had JC Love, Mike Nice, and Routine here. And so we just had a little
Words of wisdom for the JD Love too. Oh, this is a good one.
Download Live and Direct Marketplace. And then you go to Philly Hot Radio.
I want you to think of oh la 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 la. All right, we good. Ain't gonna be that long.
So far, you can call in and ask Dr. McCall a question, or you could come in and just call in and just share about some of the things that he said and did it affect you and how you feel about some of the statements that he made. So live and direct marketplace.
Live and direct, baby.
Phone number is
484
477
6348.
Thank you, and we'll see you soon. In this live video.
We going in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, Jay. He's here in love. Fresh you on. Look, he looking at that stiff joint.
Yeah, that's scary.
She's scary as
Yeah, because
crap.
he probably been like, I'm about to call the other joint. I'm still here. You're like,
Scared the shit out.
I thought the phone froze.
Scared. I thought it was
Yeah, I thought it
froze.
froze too.
She ain't move or blink or nothing. She like,
That was different.
She scared this.
Y'all talking about he got no sleep last night.
Oh, this guy here,
man.
man.
Cuddle Buddy.
He went out last night, stayed over the girl house just to cuddle.
Okay.
But he lived with a girl. His friend, as he call it. How y'all do it? Your friend. But I told him you could have laid in your own motherfucking bed and cuddle by yourself.
We going through a split up or a breakup, baby.
So he want to hang out all night and cuddle. He's sensitive.
Sensitivity. What's that? Brown
We right there.
sensitivity.
Right there.
And then after you, I'm gonna come in with the lines are open and everything.
Okay, so we.
That's where you at.
So you doing this here part?
No, this you doing this. This
Okay.
is you.
All right.
This is me. Look, bang. Announcement. Phone lines open.
Okay.
See, we got 3 sheets.
Okay.
JD Love.
I'm gonna put it on the phone 1 to 2 minutes.
He got chicken and man. What I tell you about being neat?
Oh, another thing too, JD that watch, JD.
What?
Yeah.
The table.
Yeah, and you know what this fool is? He gonna do this here. Put this up like this. I'm like, I seen it when you had it here. He gonna put it up like this.
Yeah, because
You
you
ain't
gonna hear that in the order. You gonna hear it when you go back watch this. You gonna be like, me with that watch. It was like clink,
like this.
clink, and then you was like, this.
Try to knock my line down. That's what it is. A joke.
He gonna do this to me. He gonna go like this.
Yeah. Cause we doing good.
We gonna put a sign right here.
clinking,
First,
clinking, clinking.
look, first course he had it on the table. I read it on the table, then he gonna do like this. He gonna say, yo, watch. I'm like, I see it, fool.
You was just a clinking boy. That joke was clink, 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 and then you was like this.
Yeah,
You got your nerves.
I was doing that so he could leave me.
I don't want to sit here.
He did just like that. I'm like, dude. I seen it when you had it down there.
Oh, I didn't know you look. You ain't announced.
Okay.
I thought you didn't see it.
Okay, we'll be on in a minute.
All right, 1 minute. Move your cookies. Get your stuff out of my AO.
You got your cup in your
What? Oh, good Lord, good
That's
Lord.
not a cup. That's a bottle of water.
I know, I put it down there. I need my cup. I got
10, 9.
You see the cup?
I was talking about that cup.
I need this cup here. I got soda and I can't put it down on
You
the
don't
floor.
want the flies in it.
Yeah, I want the
All
flies.
right, leave it there. Just leave it.
It's gotta be easy on hit the table.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit the table. I'm gonna keep my hands right here.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, keep them where you put them on the girl at. Under the blanket. Sleep on
Are
them.
we on?
Fucking dude. The worst.
Hey, family, welcome back to the JD Love Show. And we're going to continue our straight, honest talk with our special guest here, Dr. Reverend McCall, the senior pastor of End Time Harvest World Trading Center. And
I can ask my question.
yes.
Well, now, phone lines are open in Live and Direct Marketplace. Tune in, Philly Hot Radio. Phone number is 484-477-6348. All right, Miss TT, put him on the spot.
My question.
Ask your question, girl.
My question to Dr. McCall is, do you have any words of wisdom for the team?
Words of wisdom for the team.
What she really mean for me.
Boy, I tell you.
Do it. I think you are making an impact. I think sometimes when you first start something, it goes a little slow.
Right.
But if you be consistent, people are going to start looking for you.
Okay.
And you can be that voice in the darkness and lead people out of where they are and help them get encouraged. Bringing in guests like myself and other people that can help the community, I think that's a good idea. And I think you guys are on the right track, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you guys are on the right
Thank you. Wow, you made me smile right now. And I'm smiling from my heart.
That's encouraging.
I'm smiling from my heart. See, you just smiling with your lips.
He's smiling with his heart. Y'all hear? Mike Nice is smiling with his heart. Lord help.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. That was very encouraging.
Yeah.
So Tanya, any other questions, Tanya? Miss TT.
Yeah, keep going.
Miss TT.
Okay, no, I didn't really have any more questions because I wanted y'all to just.
Well, this is a talk radio show. This is a talk radio show.
I couldn't ask him something. I know. He tell us.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
Well, first, Pastor, I want to thank you, for just bringing the honest truth. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Because, like, too many times, reverends and people of authority, they, and it's like when you ask them for the straight word and the truth, too many times they sugarcoat it. They downplay it. They make it seem like, oh, no, it's not that way. And when it really is, and many people I know, people, young people that are, of a certain age, they don't get the truth a lot of times, and from the people that they expect to get the truth from,
Right.
especially when they go to church and they speak to pastors or reverends and stuff, and they don't get the real honest truth. They get something that's watered down, sugar coated, something that the pastor knows that's not true. They don't even believe in it. They don't even believe what they're saying. They just saying something to kind of like brush you off, or kind of like, let's sweep that under the rug. It don't really exist, but tonight you've given it to us. You have given it. You've been honest. About your past experience, things that are going on in the church. Even questions that I've asked that my team have asked. You've really given us the straight honest truth, and I appreciate that because when Miss TT first told me about you and stuff, and I had the pleasure of even seeing you. Actually, I've seen you on Facebook. Oh, really? I think, yeah. I believe that was you. I
might have been a little bit bigger, but
I think you were sitting in a car or something or whatever. Okay. And you were talking and stuff, and sometimes you can form in your mind an opinion of somebody before you even meet them, right. And you will hear something and you wonder like, okay, I wonder how honest and true this person's going to be, or if they're going to downplay stuff or sugarcoat things. But meeting you today, you came with it. You really like our title about being honest and stuff like that. You really have given it to us, and I want to say that I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here, because
I appreciate you being asked me to be here.
Because
I've been a disservice if I told you, that's not my character.
Right.
I gotta tell you real.
Right. I appreciate that because I know Miss TT was telling me before that you were saying that when are you gonna come on the JD Love show? and
he's like, oh, so he really want to come on?
Yeah, and I talked to Miss TT a lot about different guests and stuff like that, and I said, and I even asked, I said, do he really want to come on? She was like, yeah, he do. And when she was telling me, I was just, like I said, I was thinking like, okay, not trying to prejudge you or anything, but I was just wondering, how deep can we get? How sincere, are you going to be? Yeah, how sincere are you going to be? And you've done that. You came with it. Questions that I presented you with, you came right with it, and you didn't water it down. You could have done that. You could have easily have done that, but you just gave it to us, and I really appreciate that. And it makes me believe that if someone's looking for a church to go to, if they're tired of the watered down pastors, I'm not saying any particular names or any particular church, but if they're tired of that and they want somebody that's going to be honest, somebody that's going to be straightforward, tell them the truth, and going to say, hey, I've been through the same things you've been through. I crawled out of the same rock you crawled out of. I just chose that at this point in my life to do something different, to do something better, that I could serve the people and I can also help people to understand that I'm no different or no better than you. Exactly. And you have definitely delivered that. And I would recommend that they come to your church. I strongly would recommend that.
What about
you? Know what I mean? I appreciate that. And she said, what about me? And to answer that question, what about me? Yeah, don't be surprised time that I'll be bumping elbows with you sometime. I may not be able to make it all the time, but don't be surprised. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised.
I guess you're gonna pick me up too.
Don't be surprised. I'm gonna have to grab Mike Nice over here. I know, boy, that was gonna be pulling one way. And guy gonna be pulling another way. But he gonna have to do a little shaking with him. But yeah. He gonna have to, because sometimes when you dance, the devil wants you to dance a little longer. You know what I mean? We all do. You know what I mean? We all have some shortcomings and things that we need to, check and get over and stuff like that. We're all fighting demons, whatever capacity it may be. We're all fighting. You know what I'm saying? Even me, myself, we're all fighting demons and trying to stay right and stay on the right course. And it's hard. It's hard because temptation is out there, and everywhere you turn, it's something that's going to catch your eye. It's something that's going to make you, a little weak. It's something that's going to say, oh man, can I, and it's something that you feel like, I'm gonna put this on hold, or I'm gonna put God on hold for a minute because I'm gonna go do this first, and I'm gonna get back with God. I'm gonna get back with you, God. I haven't forgot you, but I just need to go check this thing out first. I just need to go, dance with this one more time, or whatever. You know what I mean? So it happens. It really does happen. And I think. All of us here and people that are watching, have something that they're dealing with, and it's not so much our business to know what they're dealing with, unless they feel as though they need to or they want to, share that information or what have you. But it's good. It's just real refreshing to talk to a pastor that, is not always. You see, one thing I notice about you, and I respect that you know the word. You've given little bit of here and there of the word, but you've given realness. You've given experience. You've given a sense that I know the word, but I'm not going to throw it down your throat. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you life. That's what you giving. You giving life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not just the word itself, but you brought life with it. And that's an important thing, because too many times we go to people that are in your capacity and they just want to turn to the Bible, verse such and such. You know what I mean? And they act like they're not human. They act like they never done anything wrong. They act like they just woke up one day and the angels was like right here. You know what I mean? The angels just right on their shoulders all the time. They just was like, yeah, I'm Deacon so-and-so. You know what I am. You know how I do. I'm just that good. You know what I mean? They act like that, They act like, oh, you know what it is. I'm that one. Come check with me. Come dance with me. You know who I, you know how they play. You know what I'm saying? They play that. You know what I mean? No, but they play that. They play that role. You know what I mean? They play that role. They want to look good. They want to look all polished off and stuff. But it's so refreshing to hear somebody that is bringing life experience, not just the word. You know what I'm saying? The word is good. It's good to know the word. It's good to live by that example or live by that word and stuff. It's good. But you bring a sense of realness, you know what I mean, that people can relate to, because don't everybody know the word like you. Don't everybody read the word like you. And don't everybody live accordingly all the time. You know what I mean? And constantly have to check themselves every day, but you have really brought that tonight, with us, to us. And that's what I said that I really like. I really find you to be a rural person and a passionate person, and your conviction and your belief, is passionate and is real. Yeah. And I want to say, thank you for delivering that. Thank you for being that person. And any callers out there, if you're looking to talk to somebody that's real and a reverend that's that will give you just what I said, but it will give you the straight, honest truth. And you definitely are that man that they need to get in contact with. They need to talk to, and, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for being here, for answering, some hard questions, you know what I mean? For answering some hard questions, because I know at times, I can ask some questions that, like, where did that come from? You know what I mean? But, you kept it real. You didn't shy away from it. You didn't run from it. You didn't, like, just say, well, open up chapter so-and-so. Let's go. Open up your Bible. You didn't refer us to the word, but you gave us a word. You feel me? And that means a lot. That truly means a lot. That kind of, I wish a lot of reverends would approach it in that way, because that kind of preaching and going, not even preaching, but that kind of conversation and talk, real talk, is what we need today. You know, we need real talk, and we also need not only talk, but we need examples. We need action. You know, we need people that are ready to implement these things and ready to that's moving to try to tackle certain things. You know what I mean? Because like I told you, there are a lot of brothers and sisters. You know, now I don't want to exclude the sisters, but today that are hustling and on the corner, that are in and out of these prison systems, that the reason that they go in and out like a revolving door, because they don't have the basic skills to keep them out of the revolving doors. You know what I mean? They don't have the things that they need. They don't have the basic skills, you know, to just read an application, to fill out an application. You know, I remember one time I was in a place, I was applying for a job at one time, and I remember a young man did not know how to fill out an application, and he was asking this older woman simple things like, what does this say, miss, what does this, you know what I'm saying? But he was interested in the job, but he just didn't know how to complete the application. This was when it was still paper applications. Wow. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I know if he couldn't get the paper applications right, I know he didn't know anything about a computer. You feel me? Yeah. So I just and the lady, she was nice enough, and she was pointing certain things out for him. You know, she didn't make fun of him. And I just looked at that brother, and I said, man, I said, wow, you know, that's because that could be me, you know, and you know, that, you know what I'm saying, and it just, I just looked at him and said, wow, you know, that's something, you know what I mean, and I was just glad, because if that lady didn't help him, I was going to help him. But I was just glad that she was there to give him some guidance. But I also wish that it was some way that he could, you know, even though they do have some places out here, libraries, schools, you know, different schools like community, different places or whatever like that. But it's, we need our churches to open up these doors, to get these kids in, to get these young people in, to give them these just the basic skills, you know, the skills that they can walk past something, a billboard, or see a newspaper or something, and they can actually read it and understand and know what it means. You know what I mean? Because reading makes you feel so much proud of yourself. You'd be surprised if you can read that word, that simple word, you know what I mean? If you could read a couple lines, how much pride and proud you will feel, you know what I mean? You will feel confident, you know? You will have that confidence that, you know, you might not feel like, hey, you know what, that I'm going to go back on the corner tomorrow and I'm a hustle and this, that, and the other, you know?
That's good.
You know? So, again, you know, I don't want to dominate this conversation, but you know, I know my team is, you know, I don't want to dominate. But
it's too late.
I just, I just want to say, I personally, if I'm probably speaking for the team too, but I just want to say that I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate the realness that you came here with. You know, you didn't walk. As a matter of fact, you didn't even walk in here with your armor and stuff in your hand. You know, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You ain't even walk in here with your shield. You know what I mean, and stuff like, you know, your Bible. You know what I'm saying? You came in here, as far as I know, you came in here ready to talk to us and ready, and understood. You recording, you know, yourself. That's fine. But like I said, you came in here just ready to talk. You know what I mean? You ain't coming here like felt like, okay, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna teach them something. You know what I mean? I'm gonna whip out the word and I'm gonna refer them to chapter so and so that we all had to just come up with, you know, a Bible. You know what I mean? And we were threatened several times. Thank you. But you know, you just came with it. You just came with it tonight, and I appreciate it. You know, I really do. And you were everything that Tanya, Miss Titi, I'm sorry, you know, Miss Titi said. You was everything that Miss Titi said, you know, and you were real, and you were just, you know, this yourself, this honest, this open, you know, and ready
That's
to
all.
go. You know what I mean?
That's it. Absolutely.
And that is,
he kept saying,
that is appreciated.
he kept saying, I said, listen, my past ain't even like that. Nobody got time for that. He cool, he down to earth. And
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, by you coming on the show, it just like opened the door all the way around, because people have stereotypes about pastors in church. And so now by us being a talk show on this side, and we invited you in, and then you just opened up and expressed yourself freely, you know, that it wouldn't be, it shouldn't be as hard now for people to say, Dad, they really covered, you know, he covered everything, because really he covered everything. That's why we were sitting here like, but say, I get it all the time. Y'all just new to it.
Yeah.
But, I think, and I wanted to respond to what you were saying, JD, about the church, like the way Dr. McCall, like when he expressed and shared his life, his testimony, whatever. When you say the church getting involved, that will be some of the things that will win the people off the corner, because the young people on the corner, they don't want to hear that traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Right? They need to know that somebody can relate to them.
Right.
So when the church comes outside, they got to be prepared for the people that's on the street.
Definitely,
They just
definitely.
go out there and be like, oh, you just pass out some trash.
Right.
They're not even reading. They texting. They're not even writing complete sentences now.
Exactly.
Right.
So you got to be able to relate to them. So that's why I put my bid in for the church, right? That's why when you go to church, right, you get fed, you get built up. So when you go back out, see, right now, if you have a Dr. Nate, then you can learn from him.
Yeah.
Right? And then his way, and then you can go out and meet the people that will be attracted, that will be received from you.
Right.
But you're going to learn, and you're going to learn how to relate to people and speak in clarity on their level.
Yeah.
Because I learned from him to be able to speak to people from any level. Like, I'm not afraid to walk up to somebody, anybody, and, you know, talk to them about Jesus. At a time, I would have been like, well, what if they say something? You know, you'd be worried about rejection.
Right.
But he told us that they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting him. Just go to the next person.
Yeah.
Somebody out here, even if it's one.
Right.
You know? So you have to come visit the church.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and that's real. That's real, right.
And Tom Harvey's World Training Center, it's life changing. It's life changing. I have had a lot of experiences there. I've been a lot of course correction because I came in wrong, got in wrong, was still wrong.
I get ready to ask you, when did you ever change? That's what I get ready to ask you, but you know. I just thought I owed you one. That's all.
When did I ever change? It's happening, and it's a process.
Right, I hear you.
But there's a lot of things that I viewed or I didn't see.
Right.
Like, for example, you know, at one time I was just trying to live like a double life. You know, and
Well, cop and a crook.
No, being in church and not being honest about the other things that I was
Right.
doing that
Right.
didn't represent God.
Right.
Okay, it wasn't obeying God.
Right.
And when I had you know, when his wife passed away, they, you know, talked to me, and there was a time when it's like, I forget you know how when your babies start walking, and then you jump and you go get them, you jump and you go get them, but after a while you like, no, they all right, she gonna get it, you know. It was I felt like that, and I feel like if I didn't have those moments when correction came, and I was able, because I was taught that I can go into the presence of God and hear God talk to me for myself or get into the Word
Mm-hmm.
because they couldn't walk me through everything. You know, this come to a point. I came to a point where I had to make a decision that whether I was going to obey God, whether I was going to trust God or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a lot of times when you say to how people, you know, the church, when they begin to look at the church and have an expectation from the leadership to do certain things for you, when you have to do these things for yourself.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people get hurt. Well, I thought that they was going to do this, or I didn't stop this, or I still ended up here. Well, you have to take time out,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to dig into that word
Yeah.
because it's your life.
Yeah.
You know, and then that way, cause look, let me tell you, I said, this Egyptian, I will never see again. I'm serious because it was like, you know, you gotta make a decision because your life is gonna affect your children.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna affect your grandchildren, your co-workers, your next door neighbors, and then you know, if you wanna be with the world, then go be with the world. If you wanna be in church, then there's certain things you're gonna have to do and certain things you're not gonna be able to do. Not if you wanna please God.
Right.
So I learned that I can get the word, take it home,
Mm-hmm.
apply it, do it,
Mm-hmm.
and see a change without having to be like, oh, you know, just so needy and so dependent on somebody helping you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got God living on the inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So at End Time Harvestville Training Center,
Mm-hmm.
this is where you will learn how to live by
Right.
faith.
Right. And I want to elaborate. Well, I want to say something else to that point. One thing I know, probably even with myself at times, one thing that some people probably are struggling with too when they, how can I say this, when they join church or find a church or in your case is different. I'll explain what I'm saying. Most times when they get into church, they feel like they gotta stop everything in their life. In a sense, what I mean is they gotta walk this straight line.
How?
You know what I mean? They gotta walk this straight line, and sometimes it's the thought, in the mind that, oh man, I gotta be straight all the time. I gotta walk this straight line all the time. That scares people into going to church because they feel like they can't be their self. Right. You know what I mean? They can't be their self. Right. That at some point they just have to keep straight, keep straight, and if they deviate far as even say a bad word, that, oh man, I'm not a Christian. God is going to punish me. God is going to, you know what I mean, come down on me. But the one thing that, like I said, I like about you, and I've noticed and I've heard tonight is that you taking people from where they're at. Not saying that you have to come in and you have to be so fully clothed in in that suit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be so fully clothed in that suit, and in that dress, and cover the head and all that. That they can come in with jeans and they could come in with Timberlands and can come in with, you know what I'm saying?
Almost today, I was so tired last night. I was going to send a text to everybody, look, today's Jersey Day, but if you come in there with anything other than the Eagles jersey, you're going to have a problem. But I didn't send that out. I was tired. But, I mean, in our church, we wear jeans, we wear whatever, man. It's because, to be honest with you, I ain't concerned about your clothes.
Right.
I'm concerned about the inside.
On the inside, right.
And like you were saying, like, to your point, when I came to Christ,
right,
Timberland boots, jeans, polo shirt, 9mm.
Yeah.
Walking from North Philly, I would start out in the morning to get to North Philly because my old church started service at 2 o'clock like we do.
Right.
And I would walk, and it would be a night before I was lit. You hear me? Old English, Jack Daniels. I was an alcoholic. I ain't gonna tell you, I swam in it.
Right.
If I spit, it probably was coming out.
Right.
But I was a drunk, And I was medicating myself from all the different challenges I had, man, self-medication. And so, but I knew I needed to get to that church,
Right.
because that word
Right.
is what I needed. And my pastor, just like me, never judged me.
Mm-hmm.
I would be in the back, look, dude, you could get high off smelling me. That's how bad it was. I was 90 proof, though. But never got judged, never got pushed away.
Right.
Was only embraced. So that behavior, that mindset is what I brought to End Time Harvest. We
Right.
don't criticize you. I don't care what you're wearing when you come.
Right.
God's going to deal with you on your own.
Yeah.
But I just want to introduce you to him, so as you're at home, you can talk to him. He'll show you what he needs you to do.
Right.
I didn't start wearing suits until my 4th year in pastorate.
Yeah.
4 years. I think 3 years. I didn't
Okay.
I was teaching out of khakis, boots, polo shirts.
Right.
Because I'm like, I need to relate with the people. And
Right.
dressing in suits and ties, will they feel me? And then the older lady came to church. She said, "I love what you're teaching, but you dress weird." And I was like, "Ah, man." So I had to put on, start wearing suits.
Right.
And but you do what you do to reach people.
Right.
And sometimes I have to dress a certain way.
Right, different things for different people.
Like I said, I call it a
Yeah.
social uniform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
A certain type of uniform and clothing that I have to wear to reach certain people. And
Right.
if they put it on, they couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
It's like when I go out in the street. I go out, to be honest with you, when I go out in the street, I got a t-shirt on, a pair of jeans, some sneakers,
Right.
and I'm talking to cats. We one-on-one.
Right.
Because if
They relate to that.
they're like, is he a cop?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
But I come like
As they are, as you are,
yeah.
And
as you should.
And I've heard Steve Harvey said at one point, he said something to the fact that I can't quote it exactly how he said it, but it was something to the fact that just like what I said, to the point that you don't have to stop being you like right away. You know what I mean? And it happens like you said.
You don't even be conscious of it.
It happens in time.
Yep.
It's in time. You know what I mean? It's not something that as soon as you walk in the house of the Lord and you got to be this, proper person, or you got to walk straight and be on a straight narrow path. It comes in time. It comes in time because, eventually you're going to stop doing the things that was destroying you anyhow.
Exactly.
You're going to stop at some point, but you may not stop tomorrow. You may not stop today. You may not stop tomorrow. You may not stop next week. But at some point, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, I made a change. Wow, I'm doing something different. Wow, you know what I mean? I'm looking different.
In the Chinese store,
Yeah.
Lucy's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
look back then, it was like 5 cents a
Yeah.
I was like, but Lord, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you, God. Man, but this Newport 100 tastes real good.
Right.
And
Definitely.
I just
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to run.
Right.
I want to be able to do, different things.
Uh-huh.
I was like, Lord, I don't want to be smelling like cigarettes all the time.
Yeah.
You help me.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, I think it was like a year later I stopped smoking.
Yeah.
But it's not that everybody has to, I'm just saying.
Right.
Because it was destroying my body.
Right.
And I couldn't do it instantly.
Right.
It didn't happen overnight.
Right.
And it didn't happen in a month. It didn't happen in 6 months. It happened
Yeah.
a year later. Him dealing with me.
Yeah.
Finally, I said, I'm done.
Right.
Even with the drinking. I mean, I was still
Yeah.
struggling, man. I was still struggling with the weapons. I would go to church. I would leave a pistol in the yard at my mother-in-law's house. And then, first I would leave the pistol in the yard outside the church. And then I would leave the pistol in the yard outside my mother-in-law's house.
Right.
And then I just got rid of the pistol.
Yeah. But it took
time
to get to that point. It took time, and that's what I think a lot of young people, period, they shy away or get scared of, going to church or being in a congregation that could lead them in a better, productive way. Because they feel like as soon as I walk in the door, I gotta stop being this person. I gotta stop being that person. It takes time to get to arrive to that point. It's not going to happen in a blink of an eye. It's going to take a process. That you can look back at and say, "Dang, you know what? Wow, I'm not that dude anymore." You know what I mean? I'm not that woman anymore. And it takes a process. And that's that's one of the things that I've noticed in you when we talk. You just refreshing and honest to say, hey, you know what? I came to church with a gat here and a gat there, you know, and you know, I came lit up or whatever, you know what I mean? But you kept it real, you know. You keep it real, and you say, "Listen, I was that dude that you could walk past and say, woo, brother got it." You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You was like, "Woo," you know. But that's all real, you know. You know, it's a shame. Well, I ain't gonna say it's a shame, but it's just different, and it's something that some churches do not approach it and come. You know, reverends don't look at it and say, "Hey, you know, I used to be that dude. I used to be him, you know, but look at me now." You know what I mean? And this is the power of God. You know, this is what God can do. This is how he can change. That's a lot of times how you see drug addicts that been drug addicts for years.
Right.
Years. And now I said, and a real famous comedian, what is his name? Excuse me for forgetting his name. Michael Collier, I think his last name is, and he's I used to hear him, you know, do his comedy skits. I never seen him in person, not yet, but hopefully I will one day. But a real good comedian. If you ever get a chance to watch him, see him, or whatever, Michael Collier, yeah, it's real good. But he used to be a crack addict, and he talks about it. He talks about he'd been a crack addict, I think maybe 13, 15 years or whatever. But the transformation, the difference, and when you see this man, and he used to do, he said different things or whatever in that process, in that life or whatever. But when you see him now, you know, you can't believe it, or wouldn't probably believe that world he came from. You know what I mean? But God laid a hand on that brother. You know what I mean? He laid a hand on him. He carried him, you know, and brought him out. Yeah. And when you see him and hear him this day, and he's so honest and so open, like yourself, he talks about the life and the person he used to be, and he's truly an inspiration. Wow. He really is. He really is an inspiration for anyone that's struggling with an addiction or trying to make a change or whatever. You know, he's truly an inspiration, like yourself, Reverend. He is. Yeah, he's really an inspiration.
He did it through me.
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to duplicate that lifestyle change in other people, whoever listens.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
Mike Nice, you have anything to say?
No, I do not.
Wow.
No, I do not.
This man is quiet.
Y'all need to call in now.
Call in, people. Please call in.
Phone lines are open. 484-477-6348.
Yeah, no. This man is just sitting back. He's taking it. He just taking it all in.
Taking it all in. That's all.
That's good.
That's all.
That's good.
The words incorruptible.
Yeah. It truly
But
is.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely been an inspiration on the show.
Okay.
Got a caller.
Hi,
You
welcome
on
to
it?
the JD Love Show. Go ahead with your call.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Oh,
doing
fine.
fine.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
Well, I have the awesome privilege of actually being a member of your panel's church.
Okay.
And my name is Nicole. So I have a question for Apostle Pastor Nicole. For those people, I know the Bible talks about coming just as you are. And I know so often a lot of people forget where they came from. For those people who have been kind of hurt or a little bit squeamish or apprehensive about going to church for being judged for what and who they are, what would you say to them to try to get them in the door? Because I know for a fact that you're not about membership, you're about relationship.
Right.
So what would you say to that person?
Well, I would say to the person that every church isn't perfect. Every human being is not perfect, and everybody's probably done some things that may have offended other people. You see them in the humanity, but if you're looking for a place where people are going to accept you for who you are, End Time Harvest is that place. We will accept you for who you are because we we see the potential of God on the inside of you, and we see what God can do with you, and more importantly, we can see what He can do through you to other people. I see potential in everybody, so
Right.
the thing is whether they see it themselves.
Exactly.
We are accepting, and come with your hang-ups, come with your issues, come with your challenges, and even come with your church hurt. Because the one thing we'll do is we'll make sure you understand that you are loved here.
Yes.
All right. Caller.
Well, thank you very much. I know that to be true because I'm a living witness of it.
All right.
We appreciate what we have.
Right.
And for those in the audience that are out there listening, come on out. If you can have this, it's available for everybody.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
6 minutes, guys.
Okay.
Wow.
Dr. Nathan L. McCall, Senior Pastor of End Time Harvest World Training Center.
Well, that was good. First impression means a lot.
Oh, yeah. One question means a lot. 1,000 means a lot more.
Able to, meet my pastor.
Right. Appreciate it.
I'm glad they met y'all.
Huh?
I'm glad they met you guys.
Right.
It was good.
Thank you.
Good to have you back on for another session. We got to come up with
You need to
another
get my
topic.
wife on here.
Yes.
She's her perspective is really different.
Really different.
Okay.
She met me on the corner.
Okay.
She give you a little insight.
Now, I won't be speechless then.
Share that little story right there.
Oh,
She walked past.
Lord, Jesus. Okay.
If that be Mike Nice, he gonna try it.
Well, I was standing on the corner of my homies on 56 and Florence.
Uh-huh.
And, the girls I used to date back in the day, they had the hard hair. The waves.
Yeah.
Everybody do like this.
Yeah.
Cut you real good.
Yeah. Them hard John.
and they
Finger
had the
John.
Top deep, so they would play,
Yeah.
big shrimp earring.
Wow.
So this young lady walked by me, and I was like, wow, who is that? And I got my homies, they like, what you talking about? I said, I need to talk to her. Hey. And she looked like she was like into Prince or whatever. So I said, baby, what's it gonna be tonight? And she turned around and looked at me like, and ignored me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see her from time to time. If I said, yo, can I get them digits? Can I get them digits? And she just kept ignoring me. Finally, one day I said, look, I've tried to talk to you several occasions. On several occasions, you've just ignored me.
Mm-hmm.
She turned around and she said, it speaks. That was it. I
Wow.
had to come at her with some humor.
Like, with some, right.
Yeah.
And that was it. From that
Oh,
day on,
okay.
I met her when I was 17. We've been together. We
Wow.
were dating until we got married, and we've been married for 26 years.
Okay.
26 years.
Wow, that's
All
great.
right.
That's
Good.
excellent.
That's good.
Congratulations.
That's good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's good. Right. So,
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
Finish.
Mike.
I have
You
nothing.
gonna pick up paper and stuff?
Yeah.
I have
Well,
He's just showing you he got it all in order.
Right. I keep it in order.
well, I want to thank everyone tonight. I want to thank especially our special guest here, Reverend Nathan L. McCall.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, from senior pastor of End Time Harvest World Training Center. I want to thank you for coming out tonight, and thank you for just being real, just being a true person, and not somebody, like I said, just came in the door and say, okay, we're in Bible study, we're in Bible class, and whatever. You know what I mean? I want to thank you for not being that person, and just being, honest, open, and allowing us to ask you questions and to ask you some serious questions and some real deep questions, thoughtful questions and stuff. And I just want to thank you for just giving us your honesty, just being real candid and just allowing us to kind of come in your life in a sense, you know what I mean, to experience, for you to share your experience with us. And just giving us that whole sense of, your doors are open, and that our viewers know that if they're looking for a church where they can get some realness and get away from all this hypocrisy and phoniness and I gotta come in. You know what I'm saying? I really gotta come in.
You really like
I
that
really
one.
gotta come in right. You know what I mean? But I wanna
Make sure you come in with some clothes.
yeah. Coming with some clothes on, but not come in, all polished and stuff, and thinking that they got to come in righteous, from the gate, because it's really a work in progress, and all of us are a work in progress, because it's only one person in this lifetime will ever be that we know of is the Creator that's infallible and that would that can walk that line of that perfect line of being polished. And all of us, we still got some squeaks, and we still need that oil. You know what I mean? We still got some slide. Yeah, we still need some oil. Slide here and a little slide there. Definitely. And I want to thank you. I really want to thank you.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you for coming out and
definitely.
spending this evening with us. And I want to thank the viewers too for watching, and the callers for calling in. And I will
Definitely.
hope that y'all will continue to support us and continue to watch us. And we're going to have some more exciting people and exciting things to talk about in the coming weeks and stuff. And I just want to thank you from the JD Love Show. And as always, our goal is our goal as always is I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking
It's
at
not to
Nigel.
laugh when we're about to read something.
I know.
Fill your heart with straight honest
Yeah. I call this.
Come on, Miss
You've
TT.
got straight honest talk, and to deliver it each and every night. And we do appreciate everybody's support, and just that this is a fun show, a family show, and we just want to keep everything good. And as always, we appreciate you. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Please, from all of us, thanks a lot.
Good night.
And thanks for watching.
All right. Have a great one.
He gave out a kiss tonight. He gave out a kiss tonight.
I said,
That
That was
was
good, yo.
That was
I'm sorry.